Welcome to the podcast where you eavesdrop into conversations between my friends and I on a weekly basis. My name is Lily Jo. I'm a singer, songwriter, and I perform shows all over the world. I'm a qualified counsellor and an emotional well-being coach. You can also check out my award-winning online mental health resource, the Lily Jo Project. I know you will find gems of wisdom within the conversations that I have with my friends. Hopefully you will find tools and resources that you can hold on to, try and test for yourself, all around the important subject of mental health and personal development. I am so pleased to welcome you to today's episode of Eavesdrop. In today's podcast, I catch up with the lovely guys from the band Written in Kings. We talk friendship, purpose, and how important it is to know the why behind what you do. We also discuss why it's super important for men in particular to talk. Stay locked because you are welcome to Eavesdrop. So I'm here at Untamed Festival with the Written in Kings boys. We have just played a wicked set in the sunshine. We're just sat by the pool now and the sun is going down. And I thought I'd just grab these guys for a quick conversation about friendship and about being in a band and about being guys. So hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you all just introduce yourselves to the listeners?
Hey, I'm Nathan. I play drums for Written in Kings.
I'm Sam, I'm the lead singer.
I'm Josh, I play bass. I'm Ben and I play guitar.
Yes, amazing. So I'm joined by some great musicians who love music and also have a faith in God. Would you say that was correct?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
Would you say that you have faith in God? Amazing. So you guys are together a lot. What's it like being a band on the road as lads?
It's really good fun because we get on so well, and then we're also kind of working, and it's weird to think that, you know, we technically today we've actually done work because it's been so much fun. Even just traveling together, us four, like, we all get on really well, and just like the banter in the van and the simple things like that, and then get to play music together. So it's a lot of fun, but also the fact that we're kind of on this journey together, and it's not just all about music. These guys know me better than I know myself sometimes, so
That's amazing. So basically you get to hang out with your mates, have loads of fun and earn a bit of money.
yeah.
It's not bad.
I was actually on the way up today, I was thinking, this is so weird. Like, I'm sat with the boys, you know, 4 of us in a van, like a really small van, crammed in with all of our gear. I was like, this should really be more annoying than it actually is. And it is annoying. No, it's not. It's a lot of fun. And like, I think we would have torn each other's heads off by now if like we didn't get on so well. And also, like, our friendship goes a lot deeper. Our friendship is about, you know, keeping each other accountable. Our friendship's about iron sharpening iron, wanting what's best for each other, calling someone out if there's a situation that actually isn't what's best for them. And we're actually blessed to sometimes travel with an older, I'm not even going to say older, with a legend called Martin. He's our pastor that travels with us, and you know, he keeps us even more accountable and just teaches us while we're on the road and makes sure that we're just on it. You know, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, he just keeps us on it, which is important.
So what kind of questions does he ask you?
The main one
We can say now.
Ones you can say on air.
Yeah, the main one he asks us every time we go somewhere, if he's traveling with us, is why. Like, why are we coming here?
Great.
Why have we been asked? And so instead of us thinking, oh, how many people are going to be there? Are they going to respond to the music? Are we going to have fun? You know, like, are we going to sell any merch? He's bringing it to the point of like, okay, no, what's the real reason why we're coming here? Is there a deeper reason? And he said before, like, if we don't know the why, there's no point going, because the reason has to be something deeper, because we feel, and we've had it said over us, is that we've got a higher purpose than just having fun, and as great as that is, having fun and playing music. So yeah, the why is always a question he asks us.
That's amazing. So it's not just about going on stage and playing music and being mates together, but you feel like this is like a life purpose for you guys.
Yeah, it's interesting because yes and no. It kind of is all about going on stage and playing music, but it's all about also for us as men, it's like how we conduct ourselves. Someone shared a story the other day about the New Zealand rugby team. This is a proper guys podcast right now.
I love it.
The New Zealand rugby team. So someone shared a story the other day how even if they win the World Cup, 2 guys will be assigned to clean up and sweep the changing rooms after the match. When most teams would have, like, you know, caretakers or whoever else do that, the New Zealand rugby team, the best in the world, do it themselves.
Brilliant.
And that mentality for us, yeah, it is all about our music. It's all about the lyrics that we feel God's placed on our hearts, the stories we're sharing. And for those 30, 45 minutes on stage, it is all about what God wants to say in our music. But outside of that, it's actually like a big life lesson in being really humble and like in an environment that's kind of hard to be humble.
Wow. I love that.
And just like, yeah, sweeping the change room, you know. I'll never forget Sam. We played a gig in France and there was like loads of confetti, and turned around at the end and we were having a drink and just chilling, and turned around, Sam, our lead singer, sweeping the confetti with one of the guys that didn't even speak English, and he's got his arm around him, and that's what it's all about for us.
That's amazing. So you're saying that actually to be on stage and to be seen, you're actually serving as well?
Yeah. So much of music, the performer is glorified, and everyone's here to see the performer, and it's that kind of platform they're on. But the gig that we just did, we were here to come and serve them. Like, we were serving the kids here. We came to give them a good time and hopefully resonate with them with our music, and, you know, if there's a conversation with kids afterwards and stuff. So yeah, that serving mentality, I think, is something really to focus in on, that we've had to learn. We've been humbled the hard way before, and so now we've kind of tried to set it in stone. Even like, regardless of where we are, we look for a way to not only just come and play music.
So good. I love that. So have you guys had any big fallouts, any times in your time touring together that you've fallen out really bad and then you've had to apologise and make it up?
Probably again none that we can say on the mic.
We want some dirt, don't we?
There's been times when we do a lot of band practicing and like writing together and so on, and we'll always meet up at one point. There's been times when we've had to come together and it's got to a point where there's tears.
The ones we should talk about, we can't.
Okay.
But there is I kind of like the times when it gets stressful is like if a big show's coming up and we're like not as prepared as we need to be, and then of course like the world is then against you and everything else in life goes wrong, and like the tracks are not working, or I think on stage, if you could like hit the pause button and if we could deal with a situation, there's been times when it's like, boys, like, what is going on? Like, why is the track not working? I'm like, I don't know. And it's the middle of a song, and then like I counted Ben in today and like gave him the count in, and it's like, yeah, we're going. Like, we're just going.
How do you deal with that then? So after a show, let's say there's things have gone wrong, you're all a bit angry at each other. How do you kind of kiss and make up?
Kiss and make up? To be honest though, I like the fact that we argue and that sometimes things don't always go to plan, because I think that's natural and real. If it was always good and nothing went wrong, I think it would be a little bit fake. We want to try and make this as family-like as possible.
Great.
And you don't get families that never argue or don't have different opinions on things. And I think the more you chip in with your opinion, the more you're going to clash. But then the more of that you're going to get a legit outcome that's all of us involved. So I think because we accept the fact that we will argue, it makes arguing easier.
Yeah.
You know it's going to happen.
One thing I love about these boys, though, is that they put themselves in each other's shoes and try to see things from other people's point of view, and that then makes understanding where the other person's coming from and what they're going through a lot easier. And I know they do that a lot with me, you know.
Yeah. I feel like we've got a good blend of personalities.
Growing up, my mum said to me, make sure that you're hanging out with good people, that you stay away from troublemakers, and that you just keep your nose clean. Have you got any advice or any pearls of wisdom that you can share about like friendship?
You know, obviously when you're young, of course, like stick close to God and stay pure and do what is right. And then as you grow up, you get dirty and get helping people. So
how do you practically stay close to God? What's your routine?
I get up early, listen to like personal development or sermons while I'm walking the dog. I got this wicked little devotional thing with an acronym. It's so good, like so good for keeping you focused. I just do that, and then yeah, just stay plugged into church and with the boys, staying accountable.
Counselling is a talking therapy which can provide support and treatment for a wide range of mental health and emotional issues. It offers a safe and confidential space where you can discuss your problems and difficult feelings openly. Counselling Directory connects you with professional support. Please find a link to their amazing website in the description box below.
Anyone else got anything different to that?
I think it's always helpful, no matter how busy your day is, just to try and take a step back, just to look at things from an outside point of view and realise, have I actually sought God in any way at all today? Because I think the worst when you get into bed, it's the end of the day and you realise, I have not given one moment of my time to figure out, have I sought God in any way, or tried to find God in a moment, in a conversation, in anything. So I think it's just important sometimes just to take a step back, like we've talked about reasons why you're in a situation, or maybe like the type of friends you're involved with, whether there's something going on there that you feel as though God's calling you to talk about. I think the quiet time is really important for me, because especially if you're involved in a busy lifestyle, I think it's important to try to get that quiet time. I don't mean you need 3 hours a day just to be super peaceful. It could just be 5 minutes. Take a step back, reflect, think. I think God's always willing to show himself. It's up to us whether we're actually seeking to see him as well. So yeah, just that the quiet time, the more I think you put effort into seeking that, the more helpful it is, for me anyway.
It's amazing. Suicide is the biggest killer of young men, and it's believed that it's because guys don't really like to talk as much about how they're feeling and what's going on for them, and to them it's an easy way out. How hard or easy is it to talk?
I feel like it's hard to break that kind of barrier to begin with, but once the floodgates open, we struggle to shut each other up half the time. Like when it gets deep, when it's flowing, it's so easy then, because you're vocalizing words and you're processing things in your head to make sense so you can speak them. I think it's breaking that barrier, because if you're really struggling with things, it's really trying to push through that barrier. But if there's guys out there that aren't, be that accountable friend and be the one to take the first step, because I know that, like, with us four, we'll ask the hard questions, and as difficult as that is sometimes, it's got to be done. This guy was saying that he goes for like a walk with his friend, and they're like accountable brothers kind of thing, and they'll ask the hard questions and they'll go into deep chats, and then the very last question they say is, okay, so were you lying at any point through that?
No way.
Yeah,
I love that.
The very last question they asked was, were you lying just then as well? And so, like, it's that constant, like, you look square in the eyes, and that sounds like full on, but I think your relationship with your friends, with, you know, as guys, with your brothers, it can only get better and deeper. It means that when, you know, me and these boys, when we go to that deep point, it means that when we're having fun, it's carefree, because we're like, we've dealt with whatever it is that needs to be dealt with.
Another thing as well is knowing that you're not going to be judged, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, around these guys, like, I think the reason we can talk so well with each other is because we get down to each other's levels and just, you know that we're capable of the same kind of crap. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if anyone's like listening and is struggling with suicide, for starters, no one's exempt from it. In fact, telling these boys today, going through something quite challenging at home right now, and for the first time ever, always been like so proud of being mentally strong, but finding moments of anxiety creeping in and being low and really having to press into God. You're not alone, and like some of the biggest theologians in history suffered with suicidal thoughts and depression, and so you're certainly not the only one. Just find people who will not judge you and will want to talk about it.
Yeah, so maybe now, as like a practical piece of advice, you could just maybe think, who can I trust in my world that will not judge me for what I'm saying, but will just be there, support me, get alongside me. So where can people find more about you?
Just at Written in Kings on everything.
At Written in Kings, and I'll make sure to put all the links in the description box below. Well, thank you so much, guys. It's getting late. The sun has set.
I can't see a thing.
We've all got long journeys ahead, but it's so nice for you to spend some time with me, and I really hope that these thoughts help someone out there. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, why not share with your friends? Please check the description box below for extra links and further information to some of the topics discussed in today's episode. Also, you'll find information about what's coming next. For further information, top tips and advice on all kinds of mental health issues, including low mood, anxiety, self-harm, eating disorders and more, please do check out www.thelilyjoproject.com. You can find my music across all digital platforms, including Spotify and iTunes. See you next time. Are you feeling stuck? Do you need a little help to get your life back on track? Do you have big dreams but don't know where to start? Why not book a session with me where we can explore together your dreams and turn them into a reality? I offer life coaching to individuals through my unstoppable life coaching business. Why not find a link in the description box below and book today? And don't forget to use the unique discount code Eavesdrop for an extra 10% off.
Just play me like 1, 2, 3. You can never put chains on me. Play me like 1, 2, 3.
Are you looking for an interactive workshop on how to overcome low self-esteem for your next festival, youth event or schools workshop? Why not book me, Lily Jo, to lead my brand new I Am Worthy workshop where I teach best practices on how to overcome low self-esteem. This workshop is not just for girls, but it's for your guys as well. Find a link in the description box below to book today, and don't forget to use the unique discount code Eavesdrop for 10% off.
Just play me like 1, 2, 3. You can never put chains on me.